How's it going, everybody? Will with Atlanta Excellence again, and this video is for the riders. So, if you ride with any of the ride-sharing platforms such as Uber, Lyft, Juno, those are the three main ones that I really know and talk about. But if you're a rider, here are just some tips that I've come up with as a driver. And when I started riding with Uber back in 2014 here in Atlanta. So I've been a rider for 3 years now, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. At least I like to think so. Cool. So yeah, this is really just some tips to kind of make the experience overall better for both you and the driver. So number one tip is go ahead and know what a shared ride is. So for Uber and Lyft, you have Uber Pool and you have Lyft Line. Basically what this means is that when you choose these options, your destination might have somebody who's going towards the same direction, and your driver may or may not go pick them up. It really just depends on the algorithm. But basically, don't be in a hurry if you plan on using these. Don't think that you're gonna save some money and then still have like just a regular Uber X and not pick people up. I'd say at least 50% of the time, at least 50% of my pools, I always pick somebody else up. So just make sure you're not in a hurry. Also, if you're using these options with, I believe it's both of them, I think Lyft is like 10 seconds less, but you have exactly 2 minutes to be ready to go. So it's really important, as soon as you click the Uber Pool, you should just go ahead and be ready. If it says, 7 minutes, I'd be, outside in 6, being ready to go. Because I'll be honest, we're way more likely to cancel on you guys, especially Lyft lines. The worst thing you can do is call an Uber Pool or call a Lyft line, not text us the gate code, which I'll get into that in a little bit. And then we'll confirm that we've arrived when we're at gate code, because you haven't given it to us and we don't want to waste time. So we'd be like, okay, we're here. We're going to call you or text you and be like, what's the gate code? And then, if you don't answer or whatever, your 2 minutes are basically going to be up, or we're going to have to go around back of the line if it's a long line for the gate. And with Lyft, they'll charge you $6 on a cancel. Now you can, go to Lyft and go to Uber and all the other platforms and tell them your situation. They may or may not compensate you depending on what happened, but right then and there, it's going out of your pocket. So just be ready. And then understand you never know who your driver's going to be, and if you're doing Uber Pool, you never know who's going to get in your car, and those are some fun rides when two different people get in your car and they don't get along. Woo, fun stuff. Alright, so number 2, golden rule, pretty much treat your driver how you want to be treated. Just be courteous, be kind. If they seem like they have a bit of an attitude, I like to give people benefit of the doubt. I don't know how their day's been going. Maybe they just had a really bad rider. So, kind of just be a little bit respectful. But of course, if they're being absolutely rude, or just, giving you no respect is given where it's due. You don't have to put up with that. And this kind of ties into number 3, which is ratings. So ratings are really, really important for us, and they can be important for you guys as well. I was reading an article, I need to find it, I'll link it, but I think Uber is doing something to kind of terminate riders who go below a certain rating. Now for drivers, we can get terminated or suspended if we go below 4.6. In my experience, you have to mess up a lot of times to be 4.6, but there are a lot of things that go into this business there's a lot of undeserved ratings. And 4 stars may sound like a decent rating. In my mind, that's like a A-, B+, which is fine. But for us, if we keep getting 4 stars continuously, that'll bring us down to a 4.6 pretty quickly, and that's not what we want. We want to stay at a 5, which is kind of impossible to do because nobody's perfect, but that's the goal, and it should always be the goal. But just be kind of aware. You don't want to give 4 stars if they accidentally missed a turn, like if your neighborhood's really hard to turn into, or if they're a minute late because your gate was kind of malfunctioning. Kind of just give some leeway there. But, you also have the responsibility, as do we, of rating appropriately if the driver's really bad, if they drive dangerously. Okay, if I am a rider and my driver is sitting here navigating and texting and stuff, they're automatically getting 1 star, and I'm gonna let them know they should never do that again, and that I'll probably report them because they're risking your life, their life, and the lives of the other people on the road. I just have no tolerance with that. I don't get it. It's stupid. And also, so when it comes to feedback, and I do not like how Uber's feedback system works. You can only leave feedback when you give us 5 stars. It gives you like a little option to say, oh, what was so great about your ride? So, and that doesn't, that's nice I like reading through all the compliments and stuff, but it doesn't make any sense because, the drivers who are struggling, who might not know what they're doing wrong, we need to see that. So sometimes it's good to just give a 5-star rating to a 4-star driver and leave a comment and say, hey, this is what I needed. I know you can report issues, but like, I know I've messed up a couple times, but I still have never, like, no issues have been reported. So when it comes to like feedback that we read, just leave it in the 5-star section. Now, obviously, if they're doing what I just said, texting, you kind of want to confront them about it, in a safe, civil way. And then, you can report it to Uber through email or however you want. But yeah, ratings are really important to us. And me personally, I won't pick you up if you're below 4.5, really. I picked up a 4.0. I'm not doing that again. All right, so safety. So I always recommend, usually during the day or, during early commuter hours, like 5 a.m., it's pretty safe. That's actually when you get some of the best drivers, is really early in the morning. Those are some of the true hustlers. So, but I still always recommend traveling in pairs, especially for females. Not to be sexist, it's just kind of common sense, I feel like. I can't remember the statistic, but I want to say 80% of Uber drivers are male. So, not saying that we're all going to do something, but ladies, just travel in pairs. If you're really paranoid, you can get all kinds of safety stuff, whatever you want, especially, if you're in an urban area. And then also, this is really important. You don't have to do this again, like if it's during the middle of the day or if you're in a neighborhood, like in a safe area. But if you're, out drinking, out late at night, out someplace you've never been before, you always want to confirm your driver by asking them who they're picking up. Don't say, hey, are you, and then say their name, because then they could not be that person, and they're just going to say, oh, yeah, I'm that person, get in my car. You have no idea. And, once they've confirmed your name, then you want to confirm their name just as well. Now, there's still like a loophole to that. You can say, like, hey, here, like, my name's Will. It'll be like, hey, are you picking up Will? They could be like, oh, yeah, sure, get in my car. And then, I'm obviously going to check. Now, this is kind of hard when you're intoxicated. That's why I suggest traveling in groups, but you always want to check the make and model. I wish Lyft does a good job of this. They'll have the car color, but both of them have the license plate number. So if you're like really paranoid and you're really not sure, you can always go to the back or the front or wherever the license plate is and check that. But just always double check that you're getting in the right car. And also, I have a phone mount right on my dashboard, so passengers can see where I'm going. Always just, keep an eye on where they're going. Make sure you have the right destination address. Make sure not, taking you to their evil lair or something. And this ties into my 5th point. So you want to over-communicate with your driver. So going back to the whole gate code thing, good Lord, that is probably my number 2 pet peeve besides trashing my car. Or number 1 pet peeve besides trashing my car is, we get to the gate of the gated community, or we need a code, and you haven't texted it to us, you haven't communicated it to us, and we have to sit there in line, or we're blocking some people, and it's just a waste of both of our time. So go ahead and text that to us. We really appreciate that. And if it's like in a weird spot, text us the exact address. If you see it's brought up weirdly on your app, text us the name of the store you're at or the store you're nearby. I know Pont City Market, it's a very popular place, have lots of rides here, but there are lots of stores around, so you might want to just say, hey, I'm at the west entrance, or the entrance facing Central Avenue, or North Avenue. So things like that. Just over communicate if you feel like it's kind of hard, or if you've had experience. Like I picked up a guy this morning. He's like, man, the Uber app always tells Uber drivers to come to this spot, and I'm over here. I was like, I don't know why. And I'm like, I understand because the pin is wrong a lot, but if it's happened more than twice, maybe you should text your driver where you're at. Cool. All right, let's see. Oh, and feel free to ask us any questions. The good Uber drivers or the experienced Uber drivers or both will know probably most of the answers to your questions when it comes to the business, when it comes to the city, if you're new in town, what to do, that kind of thing. So don't be shy to ask us questions. All right, so number 6, know how the app works. And I know this isn't your fault if you don't know how the app works, because apps are pretty simple most of the time. But Uber revamped the Rider app back in January. No, it was before then. But recently, within the last 2 or 3 months, and it's new to a lot of people. And here in Atlanta, it always amazes me, but every day I always pick up somebody who's just started with Uber. So I kind of explain it to them. But there are tons of, you can Google it, you can go on the website of Uber or Lyft or whatever, or whatever app has just recently updated to whatever app you're using, to kind of just figure out the basic things of how it works. A lot of people don't know how to split the ride. If you want to split it between 2 or 3 people don't know how to do that. Just kind of watch a YouTube video, Google it, whatever. If your driver's good, he'll know that, but man, that sucks when the driver doesn't know how to do that and you don't know how to do that and you're just frustrated. So just kind of try and keep up with the app. I wish Uber would do a better job educating people, but hey. And then, that kind of ties into the, the 2-minute rule for Uber Pool, Lyft Line, that kind of stuff. And then also, so I'm not sure about the other tiers, but because I drive Uber X. But Uber X, if you're not ready to go in 5 minutes, we can cancel on you. For Lyft, same thing. We have 5 minutes, but we have to call you first before you cancel. I'm not sure if we have to leave a voicemail. I think I've maybe left 1 voicemail in my 6 months of driving. But yeah, you guys get 5 minutes for the regular tier. All right, 7th point. This one's kind of important, not really, but just understand we are independent contractors, so we can deny you getting in our car. So don't feel like, as soon as you're locked onto a driver, that driver has to pick you up. I don't pick up people who look too intoxicated, who look like they're going to throw up. I don't pick up people who look like they might be a threat to me, especially if I'm in a dangerous area. Not to profile or anything, but, my safety comes first. So if I can, avoid that just by not picking you up, I'm going to do that. So yeah, but that's really not that much of an issue. Just kind of understand that. And then my last point is just kind of know your local regional regulations. There aren't too many of them. Usually they have to deal with the airport. But for example, here in Atlanta, we can only pick you up at the lower levels. So South, North Terminal, they both have lower levels. We can only pick you up in that area. So, and that's new. That's as of January 2017. So if you don't know that, you're welcome. But I think Vegas, you guys have a weird spot. So yeah, just you can ask your drivers, or just Google it real quick. Make sure you're ready to go so you don't waste time. Cool. So I hope these tips helped you guys, and as always, comment if you guys have any questions. Check out my website. I post lots of stuff on Instagram. It's mostly for drivers, but I'm starting to do more things for riders as well. Cool. So as always, take care, drive safe, ride safe. Bye.